Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Mirror World News. March 23. 5/11 America, New York. Mom's devastating last words after estranged husband set her and 3 children on fire. Hannah Clark, 31, had been getting her 3 children, Aaliyah, 6, and Leanna, 4, and her son, 3-year-old Trey, ready for school when they were ambushed by estranged husband and father Rowan Baxter.
New York Times World News.
March 23. 5:08 America, New York. Ukrainian cellist plays Bach in the ruins of his hometown, Kharkiv. Denis Karachetsev said on social media that he hoped his performance would bring aid and attention for Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, which has been heavily bombarded.
New York Times World News.
March 23. 5 o'clock America, New York. How Europe got hooked on Russian gas despite Reagan's warnings. A Soviet-era pipeline, opposed by the president but supported by the oil and gas industry, set up the dependency that today helps fund the Russian assault on Ukraine. President Ronald Reagan imposed sanctions in 1981 in an effort to block a Soviet pipeline project, but he soon ran into stiff opposition from industry. Mirror World News. March 23. 4:28 America, New York. Vladimir Putin loses 15th top commander in Ukraine near city besieged by Russian troops. Vladimir Putin has lost 5 generals in his invasion of Ukraine, with experts speculating that Russia's top military brass are heading to the front line to boost the morale of their demoralized forces.
Washington Post World. March 23. 4:15 America, New York. Pakistanis celebrate National Day with military parade. Pakistanis have celebrated their National Day with a military parade in the capital, Islamabad, showcasing this Islamic nation's elite army units and high-tech weaponry, including short, medium, and long-range missiles, tanks, fighter jets and other hardware.
BBC News World.
March 23. 4:14 America, New York. Afghanistan. Taliban backtrack on reopening high schools for girls. Girls' high schools were ordered shut hours after they reopened, sparking anger and frustration.
Mirror World News.
March 23. 4 o'clock America, New York. Furious Vladimir Putin launches witch hunt of Kremlin inner circle to find guilty men. Several of Vladimir Putin's inner circle are said to be looking over their shoulders as the furious Russian leader looks to find who is responsible for his failure to take Ukraine.
Fox World News.
March 23. 3:37 America, New York. Biden to target over 300 Russian lawmakers in new wave of sanctions, report. President Joe Biden is preparing to announce additional sanctions against Russia, amid their country's invasion of Ukraine, which will impact hundreds of senior officials and lawmakers.
New York Times World News.
March 23. 3 o'clock America, New York. China's divorce rate is down, but so are marriages. While officials say a new law has helped save marriages, the bigger challenge in the country's demographic crisis is that fewer people are getting married in the first place. A Chinese couple celebrating their wedding, outside the Forbidden City in Beijing.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News. March 23. 2:39 America, New York. After protests, William and Kate looked in their element as they were greeted by large crowds in the home of reggae. It's one of those walkabout moments that people will write about for years. William and Kate being mobbed in Trenchtown in Jamaica, the birthplace of reggae.
Fox World News.
March 23. 2:07 America, New York. Obama axing Cold War-era military policy leaves U.S. unable to battle in 2 simultaneous regional conflicts. The Obama administration did away with the Pentagon's two-war doctrine in 2012, leaving the U.S. only able to battle a single major regional conflict, expert says.
Fox World News.
March 23. 2:02 America, New York. Americans in Wyoming ask why we are not doing more to keep freedom alive in Ukraine. People spoke to Fox News about the war in Ukraine.
BBC News World.
March 23. 1:42 America, New York. New Orleans. 1 killed as tornado tears through suburbs. A huge funnel cloud passes through neighborhoods, ripping off roofs and cutting out power.
Washington Post World.
March 23. 1:37 America, New York. 11 dead. 4 injured in fire at scrap warehouse in India.
A major fire in a scrap warehouse has killed at least 11 people and injured 4 others in India's southern Hyderabad city.
BBC News World.
March 23, 1:21 America, New York, Danish Siddiqui, slain. India journalist's parents take Taliban to court. Indian photojournalist Danish Siddiqui's parents say the Taliban tortured and killed their son. Time.
March 23, 1:16 America, New York, doomed China Eastern flight dived at nearly the speed of sound before crash. The China Eastern Airlines Corp. jet that crashed Monday was traveling at close to the speed of sound in the moments before it slammed into a hillside, according to a Bloomberg News review of flight track data.
Washington Post World.
March 23, 1:15 America, New York, rights group denounces violence against LGBT people in Iraq. A report by Human Rights Watch, in collaboration with an Iraqi LGBT rights organization, accuses armed groups in Iraq of abducting, raping, torturing, and killing lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people with impunity.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
March 23, 012 America, New York, 100,000 people stuck in Mariupol with no food or water, Zelensky says. Some 100,000 people are stuck in the Ukrainian city of Mariupol with no food or water, Ukraine's president has said. A satellite image shows buildings on fire, in Mariupol, Ukraine, March 22, 2022.